This is Thomas Allen. He is a contemporary photographer based here in the United States. He has a very unique style and take with his photography and with the source of his photos. Tom's photographs are inspired by the pop-up books that he loved as a child. He was also inspired by those viewfinders, which is the red toy that you would stick around diskin and click a lever to scroll through the different slides. So he's incorporated these concepts into these scenes that he puts together. And these scenes consist of carefully cut out two-dimensional characters from old sources such as pulp novels, vintage books, and even textbooks. So using all of these different elements, he creates these captivating three-dimensional scenes that have their very own story. With Tom's work, he is always a storyteller, and so he enhances his narrative with the vintage feel of his characters. The characters that he chooses are always very color-saturated and dynamic, which is absolutely captivating. Like, his style is kind of reminiscent of what you would find in a Boy's Life magazine. His exploration of subjects is pretty vast. Some of his work is an exploration of sexuality. Some series of his work reminisce about the childhood norms. Other work focus on the wonders of science and the world around. He describes his photographs as simply dames, sticks, and deadbeats cut loose from the covers of vintage paperbacks to mix it up for the camera, blending pulp with pop-up, dime novel with diorama, and illustration with illusion. So Thomas's story of his pursuit of happiness is actually pretty inspiring. So he was a criminal justice major and was extremely miserable. So he finally decided to do what he wanted to do, and he took some art classes. So a photography class really resonated with him, and he was inspired to make things for the camera. And he was completely overwhelmed while attending a Vanishing Presents show and the power that you can have while taking pictures. And he says this is where everything changed for him. Thomas creates these very elaborate, beautiful scenes in his photographs. And one would think that he would use a lot of different equipment and technology, but he claims that his artistic process is pretty rudimentary. He has a studio set up in his basement and uses everyday items such as hangers and such to drape his fabric on, and uses pins and tape to put his scenes together. He utilizes one-point perspective to create the optical illusions that he is absolutely known for. He claims that any variation in the setup can ruin the whole trick, and that is where he finds a lot of joy, is in the setting up of his photographs. It's what he captures through the lens that is the most exciting to him. What sets Tom apart is that he refuses to use any type of digital technology. He knows that the illusions he creates cannot be achieved with a computer. So Tom wants to be able to tell people that the photos that he takes represents exactly what he sees through the lens. The complete illusion is more like a magic trick than anything else, and he pulls this off with props and by the fooling of the eye. For this particular artist, it's the drama, the mythological scope of these pulp stories that he loves. These lurid images are larger than life, saturated with colors of human conflict and angst. In the process of manipulating these characters into such appealing forms, Tom also manages to offer deceptively substantial commentary on pop culture, literature, and a uniquely American mythology. Viewers of Tom's setups all agree that he dares to follow what makes him happy, and as a result is very successful in sharing the art in only a way that he can. His work has been exhibited nationally and internationally. He has permanent collections of the Museum of Fine Arts in Houston, the Milwaukee Art Museum, the Nelson Atkins Museum of Art, the Target Corporation, Fidelity Investments, Microsoft, the Progressive Corporation, and Twitter or X. His photo illustrations have also appeared in over 50 publications worldwide, including the New York Times Magazine, Vanity Fair, and Harper. Thank you for watching, and I encourage you to do some more research on Thomas Allen. It is definitely worth the effort. For more information, please refer to the references listed here.